So this is the journey from the Thammachat Ferry in Koh Chang through to Pearl Beach. You'll notice the 4 minibuses ahead, an everyday feature of the island. There's a good new road surface now, which has been put in the last month. And here we are going up the hill from Thammachat to Klong village. A notable feature on the right hand side up here is the Chinese temple. If you look right now, you'll see the dragons that decorate the steps up to the very ornately decorated temple. Well worth a visit. Then as we come down the hill now, heading towards Klong still, on the right here is a turning down to the Siam Royal View gated community. That's a very attractive place, worth a visit as well. Klong is one of the bigger villages on the island. Doesn't mean it's big, but it's a fairly quiet place, not particularly developed in a touristic way, and one of the few places on the west coast that still stays and keeps some of its local charm. There's the main PTT garage on the left here as we come into the village, hardware store on the right, cement shop, dog crossing the road as always, something you must always beware of in Koh Chang. Here we cross a bridge over a river. It's been raining this morning, so there should be quite a bit of water there. And we come up to the main crossroads of Klong village. If you turn left here, there's a little road that winds about 4 kilometres inland, a very long way for Koh Chang, and it's a very beautiful valley. And there are a couple of waterfalls up there and elephant trekking. An interesting place to visit as well. It's 7 o'clock in the morning here, so you'll see the car lights on. It's a grey and cloudy day. We could make all of the videos driving around the island, I suppose, on sunny days, but that doesn't always reflect the truth, and the island can still be very attractive when it's wet and rainy. Not all the videos are going to be 7 AM though. I'm not getting out of bed for those. Right, here we come. This is one of the island's biggest climbs and hills. It passes over the hill between Klong village and White Sand Beach. As you see, you get a feeling for the gradient here. It's extremely steep, particularly if you try it on a bicycle. And this is perhaps the steepest bit of road on the whole island. This turn here, very, very dangerous. And you've certainly got to know what you're doing going around there. Low gear, go steady. We're still climbing. This goes on for quite a long way. I guess it's about 200 metres high, the hill. On the left side here, you'll see the National Park Office, in a location that enjoys amazing views, like most of the National Park offices on the island. We come round to some more hairpin bends here. Quite often you come around the corner here and you see a big truck full of cement or carrying water or something like that. It's a very good idea to keep your distance from the vehicle in front of you here. Anything can happen on the roads of Koh Chang. So we're around the final bend, come up to the crest of the hill. So here we leave kind of the east side of the island, move on to the west coast proper, and soon we'll head down into White Sand Beach, which is perhaps the island's busiest and most developed beach. But you'll see as we drive through, there's a lot of development on the road, but it's a very narrow strip, so more than about 100-200 metres inland, it's still pristine rainforest like you see all around you here. I mean, this island is totally covered in rainforest. That's what it is. 80% of it, give or take, is national parkland which can't be developed, and that's one of the reasons that we're optimistic that going into the future Koh Chang can really retain its beauty and remain a decent wildlife habitat as well. So now we're on the way down. The minibus is speed ahead, but we'll take our time. There's a little patch here, one of the only places on the island where you lose mobile phone connections for about 10-15 seconds. It can be annoying, but then you probably shouldn't be talking on the phone on your car or motorbike, which is common here anyway, should you? So coming up here is one of the island's best views, the viewpoint looking down over White Sand Beach and the hills behind. We'll have a little pit stop here. It's not, like I said, it's a grey day and it's very early morning, so it's a bit hazy and you might not get the best look at it, but very atmospheric and worth a stop and a look anyway. Great photo opportunity. Yeah, and a little bit of rain. Wonderful. Although already it's looking a bit brighter on this side of the hills. Quite often the weather is very local in Koh Chang, and from place to place it can be raining in one place, sunny in another. That's very common. Now here's the viewpoint, so we'll just pull in, sneaking in front of that car, and take a look. Forgive me if I don't go too close to the edge, but there we are, looking down over White Sand Beach. The tide is in. Quite often you'll see a big long strand of sand down there, but that gives you an idea anyway. So on we go into White Sands. This is another very dangerous curve. The camber, the angle of the road is not quite right, so it's all too easy to slide into that barrier at the side. Something that we've seen quite a lot over the years. Can't overstate how tricky it is to drive on the roads of Koh Chang, so don't make the mistake of thinking that you can't have any accidents on holiday if you rent a motorbike or something. It's very possible, so do take care. Although at least this is a fairly recent addition. There are flashing lights to let you know when you've got a dangerous piece of road coming up. This piece of road is so new they haven't put the lines on it yet. Just choose where you want to drive, I suppose. Okay, here we go into White Sand Beach. These buildings on the right side are KC Resort, one of the island's biggest and oldest resorts. White Sand Beach has got tons and tons of shops, supermarkets, restaurants, bars. It's a busy and thriving place. Here's the new 15 Palms on the right. Udi's Place, a classic live music bar. Any number of hotels down here. Should always drive slow through White Sands. You never know what's going to happen. And you shouldn't really overtake, being honest with you, but hey, 7 in the morning. Now coming up here, take a look on the right. It's obviously the wrong time, but there's a strip of shops at night, stalls, just on this right side here on the pavement that serve all kinds of Thai food, some Western food as well. Just cheap takeaway stuff. It's very good though. There's some good stuff to be had there, and that's a fairly recent addition that's proved very popular. This is Catcher Resort, another of the island's bigger resorts. Quite a nice place, not super high, maybe 4-star, I suppose you'd say. And carrying on towards the end of White Sand Beach now. Monkey's Restaurant on the left, that's a nice place. Inside here is Rock Bar, that's a thriving nightlife spot. There's an enormous macro supermarket on the left side here. Very good for fresh produce and things. Why it's in the middle of a busy tourist beach, you'll never know. Here on the left side is the bar area known as Mini Pattaya. It's dark now, probably a good thing, but that's where the island's biggest cluster of beer bars are. That's not a big thing in Koh Chang, and thankfully they're all in one place, but should you want them, that's where they are. Now we climb up the hill out of White Sand Beach, heading over to Pearl Beach. The green building on the left here is Paddy's Palms, that's an Irish pub and resort. And there are a bunch of homestays, guest houses. Island Net Travel on the right there is one of the better, in fact the best travel agent on the island. Bit of rain coming in again. Good feeling for the changeability of the weather in Koh Chang. And so now we leave White Sand Beach proper, I suppose. Now on the left side here is the Bangkok International Clinic. That's a private place with some decent medical care. It ain't cheap, but the care's good. More dogs, always the dogs. Can't see from the car cam, but if you look left here, there are huge mountains off the back of the road, and going up the hill there, it's very pretty. And that's one of the great things about Koh Chang. There are just some astonishing mountain views wherever you go. Now this is Pearl Beach, Hat Kai Muk in Thai. It's a quieter place. There's a little pebble beach, it's not a sandy beach. For that reason it's more of a residential place. There are a few little resorts and hotels. Anton Rat here. On the right side there's a Tesco supermarket. On the left here is the excellent, up the little hill there is the excellent Elephant and Castle. That's a little garden resort. On the right side here there's a bunch of little Thai noodle places doing Thai food, things like that. Really nice, very affordable. On the left here, Big C Supermarket. One of the many new supermarkets to come to the island. And then just up on the right here, where we're going to stop, is the island's main post office. And we're stopping at our office for the Koh Chang Guide. There's a second-hand bookshop here. I won't self-publicise too much, but that's the end of your trip.